So, welcome to San Diego.
Thank you.
I can tell by your accent that you're not from here, obviously.
No,
Where do you
yeah.
hail from?
I'm from Australia,
Yes.
but I live in LA, so I'm kind of. It's like I saw the 5 and the 101 today, and I was like, wait, I'm so close.
I know. Well, now, do you come down to San Diego at all, or like just LA, or
This is
how's that
actually
work?
I've played a couple shows here, but I've actually never really like visited San Diego. And I went for a run this morning, like along the water, and I was like, is this the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life? This feels so weird.
We
How
are.
am I-
You know our name, right? It's America's finest city.
Is that really your tagline?
That's-
Way to
yeah.
be like, that is some like really, you were talking smack to every other city in America. You were like, we are the finest city.
Yeah, we are not humble, like in any way, shape, or form.
No,
We're
no,
like,
no.
this is it. Like people come here and they don't leave. Like that's how we roll.
Totally.
Like I
Hell
wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised if you look for an apartment after this all of a sudden. You know
They're
what I
like
mean?
trying to push me on the flight to Salt Lake City tonight.
Nah.
And I'm like, no! Yeah, staying forever.
So, well, I want to apologize for the weather today. I mean, you've been here
fine.
before when it's beautiful.
Yes.
So
it
normally
is
we're finest.
LA's been so cold too, so I get it. I get that you guys are struggling a little with the. I know that you're all like, this is freezing. It's like.
My God. You should
There's
see
like
my winter
15
jacket.
There are literally 15 feet of snow at my parents' house right now, and we're like, it's so cold. It's 62. I can't believe it. Yeah.
Wait, where are your parents at that there's that much?
My parents have a house in Michigan,
Oh, I thought you were about to
northern
say
Michigan.
Australia.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no,
whoa.
No. Global
Okay.
warming is bad, but not that bad. No, we they have a house like up here, if you know Michigan.
Glove.
It's the glove. We're up
state.
here. And Michigan's been being nailed with snow. So it's been like full on snowing for a week now.
Are you skipping like the going back to say hi? Like
Absolutely
you're
not.
gonna stay out
Never.
here?
No.
Oh, you're still gonna go?
No, God, no. No,
Oh,
of
you're not
course
going back?
No,
Oh,
absolutely
good.
not.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
just
going to
wanna
go
make
see
sure.
them. No. They can suffer alone. It's fine.
Well, like, it's
It's
fine.
really
Leave it.
fine. Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
are good. Well, I feel like you've actually gotten to see quite a few cities recently, right? Because you've been on tour. You were on tour with Panic at the Disco,
I
right?
was, yeah.
How because I've never met any of the Panic at the Disco guys. Obviously, Brendan, you're a huge deal. Like, what's the vibe with those guys? They seem like they just have good times.
Truly, I've been on a handful of tours opening that are kind of that large, and I have yet to meet sort of like they are such a familial community, and I sort of feel like that's how it feels on my tour at least, is when like we're all just one big family, and people say that, but then everybody actually hates each other. We really are, like we've been together for forever, and it's really kind of OG, and I think that's how their camp feels too, and they sort of like totally embraced us with open arms, and they really supported me in a way that I was pretty blown away by. Actually, it's I find it much more rare than I would like. That like other artists don't support artists a lot of the time, and so they were pretty like very, very nice to me, and I was pretty shook, and I loved them so much.
She's like, you're Brendan. You don't have to be nice to me. Like,
I want to kiss you in the mouth. You don't have to be nice.
Like it's okay.
Yeah. No, he's so like. I wanted to be on the tour because I think he is such a sort of like a breed of entertainer that doesn't exist so much anymore. You know, he loves Frank Sinatra, and he wants to be this kind of like old school, star in a way that I think it's gotten so much different, and there's so much other stuff that people do on stage now, and I think his show, like, you can go to the show and not know any of the music and really, really be entertained, which I think is very rare nowadays. So I was pretty, like, excited by how talented he was, and I felt like I left the tour, like, a better singer just by listening to him. Like, so, like he's like, wow, every night, and I'm like, wow. And then it made me want to be better. Yeah, just, like, I, like, soaked up some of his, like, golden throat energy.
Starting up, like, a new Rat Pack round 2. I like it.
Love
I know. And then, so was it also, like, very, because I actually got to go to one of the shows. Does he still
Here
do, like,
in San Diego,
I think
like,
it was
recently, like 2 weeks ago or
So
whatever?
I went to the one last year
leg.
before. Is it still very like LGBT,
Oh,
like
yeah,
very
yeah, I
friendly?
got
Like, 'cause I know
tea.
they had a whole thing. Did they do
Oh
that
yeah,
again as well?
on my last night, he brought me out during Girls, Boys,
Hell yeah.
and we were like draped in rainbow flags and spreading love, so it was pretty cool.
You actually did another thing recently, right? Were you on that cruise where it was like the
Oh,
Kesha
yeah.
thing? Okay, because I had a friend on that cruise.
Yeah.
And I actually got to see some behind the scenes. Like, do you get to enjoy that, or are you there only professionally? Like, how does that work? Because I'm very curious as to how that goes down.
We had a really good time. It is why I've never been on a cruise before.
So this was the first time on a
Oh
boat?
yeah, first
Okay.
time on a cruise. So that was pretty exciting. It was really weird in the way that you're in your room and then you come out and you're in the halls and there's like
Oh, hey.
yeah, and so like I've never been chased before, but I was chased on the Kesha cruise, and I was like, am I the biggest star in the world? I felt like a rock star. So that was like exciting and totally terrifying. I felt like Justin Bieber. Also, when I walked into the lobby, there's a Justin Bieber cutout, and I would like it to be known that I did a double take thinking like, is that me? Did they put that there for me? So now
It's the hair, right? It's back when he had the blonde and everything. Yeah.
So every day when you guys walk past that to come into this building, I hope you think that I
That's
had a
Betty.
moment of being like, oh my God, am I Justin Bieber? Wow. It's
We're
really
that
embarrassing.
custom. Every time somebody comes in, we got a new
know.
cutout boy. before
I
going for
shouldn't
you?
have told you that because now that's all you're gonna remember
I know.
about me.
Well,
I'm
now
so
we know
sorry.
next time you come, we're gonna have a
Great.
cutout ready to go, everything like
I
that.
demand it. Yeah, Ken, can we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, there we go. Now, so obviously you've had plenty of material to perform on these.
Yes.
Because you got your third album out right now,
Mm-hmm.
and this is kind of like, I know you like to stay on the same kind of path, but this is
Yep.
like a new you because you're like different label kind of
Yes.
like you're on your own now.
Independent lady.
How, like, what's your like before the whole like separation happened?
Uh-huh.
Like, was there nerves or were you like, I need to do this? Like, how like what's going through your head?
I was more like I need to do anything but this. Is sort of how I felt. It was like anything is better. Anything's better than this. And I
Yeah.
think I was like, my whole philosophy with my career is that I'm very happy to succeed and fail by my own standards. If I can be me and that doesn't work, like I'm cool with that. I just want to be able to do me and follow my dream, not somebody else's version of my dream. And my dream isn't to be the biggest star in the world because someone told everybody to like me. It's more like I want to be successful because people like what I have to give.
Authentic,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I'm special and nobody else can do what I can do in the same way that I can't do what anybody else can do. And so I definitely felt like I didn't have enough of enough space, I guess, to really spread my wings, is the political answer. So I definitely feel like I have that now. And I think that was really exciting for me going into this record. I haven't been this excited to make music and release music in a long time just because I got to do it my way, and I was really like proud and excited about it.
I know, and so now I know you named it Betty, right?
Yeah.
Now I know for
Going
some
for, that's
artists,
really aggressive. Also, going for
Yeah.
it, like the self-titled. I haven't even had a radio hit before, and I'm like, no, self-titled record now. We're doing it. Yeah.
was that now? This is just a joke, obviously. Was that because you didn't have a name, or did you purposely like this is like a new me? I'm coming out here.
It
like,
was
this is
more that I always knew that I wanted to call a record Betty,
Yeah.
and I was like holding on till I was, Beyonce, and I was like, this is my my self-titled moment, a fifth album in, and I make a full, $10 million budget visual record, and then I was like, oh no, I love this record, I'm gonna call it Betty. So I kind of just like, I knew it was always an idea in my head. It was this very grand idea, and then I think I was just like, I feel like the most authentic and kind of like real version of myself that I have in a long time, and that felt like it aligned with the music pretty accurately, and I felt like it was its moment, so I did it.
Yeah. Now I know from listening to you in the past, and then like to now, you've always had that kind of like pop, like bang, like you just want to go out and have a good
I
time.
want to dance. Yeah.
Did you feel yourself like straying in any different direction, or did you feel like this was even like a more here I am, like let's go?
Yeah, more. I wanted to make like the most pop record I've made to date, and that's just because I feel like I'm also a huge pop fan. I love.
Yeah.
I'm like, we were just joking, and it's like Kim was talking about a song, and he was like, yeah, it was a Little Mama record. I was like, oh, you mean the critically acclaimed Lip Gloss? And he was like, why do you know that? And I was like, bitch, please.
You know what's up.
I am an encyclopedia. I'm ready to go. So I think that like reverence and sort of excitement that I hold for pop music and how much of a fan I am of it, like all I want to be able to do is like contribute to the landscape of it and add what I think is, really fun, really exciting pop.
Do you have like any people? Obviously, you got to work being on the tour with Brendan. Do you have somebody else now that maybe you'd like to collaborate with and kind of add into it?
Many a person. There are lots of tours that I wish I could be on. Also, I think I'm a really good opening act because I try to be very entertaining. So I'm really like try to be really fun and just like if you don't know me, I know the experience of going to a show and an opening act comes out and you're like. Oh. And everyone starts there, and that's fine. And so I want to come out and be like, no. Even if you don't go listen to my music after this, like this is going to be a really painless, like 25 to 30 minutes. You're really going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
So I think I would love to be on the Shawn Mendes tour.
Oh, is that like a hint at something, or you're just hopeful?
Hopeful.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
I'm like, wait, hold on now.
No.
Okay.
Although the Backstreet Boys are touring this summer, so that is also on my radar. I just want to let you know.
You guys start tweeting this out now. All of a sudden, like, boom.
Yeah, like 100. They're like, Nick Carter's like, please stop tweeting me. Yeah, I'm a big boy band lover, so that would be pretty cool too.
So, now boy band, is it like so NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys are your era, or like
Oh,
are
yeah.
the Jonas Brothers getting back together? Is that happy or?
Wow, very excited about that too. I gotta tell you. Yeah. No, NSYNC is like my all time.
Okay.
I have to say. I did love the Backstreet Boys also, of course.
Yes.
And the Jonas Brothers. I didn't actually, because I grew up in Australia till I was 15, and so when I moved here, I actually discovered the Jonas Brothers. Probably even like 15 was probably a little late to be as like obsessive as I was, but because I didn't really know them because Disney Channel didn't have the same sort of like reign that it did here, and so I got to America and I went to an arts camp over summer. A girl had a poster of them up, and I was like, "Who are they?" And she was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And I was like, "No."
Like, welcome to America.
She was like,
real
"What?"
quick.
She was so excited, and she like showed me everything, and here I am, just can't. Jonas does follow me. I would like to say on Instagram.
Subtle flex, real quick.
Yeah. I don't know if you know yours. No.
Oh, hair flip. There we go.
But I posted a really like deeply embarrassing photo of me and my friend at a Jonas Brothers meet and greet, and he happened to like it. I don't know.
Happened to. Don't act like you weren't there saying, please like this, please like this.
Like little posting it like in my head, like he's gonna see it, he's gonna see it, he's gonna see it. So yeah, it's a big day.
Oh my God, I love. All right, well,
big day for me.
I want before we get. Because we want you to perform. You're crazy. You're awesome.
Thank you.
But before that, I know that. So obviously with Betty Out, I think it's 13 tracks, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Do you have like? Are there any hidden gems that you're just like? I feel like maybe it won't get as much attention, but I feel like it should.
Sure. Yes.
Like every single song
every
on the album.
song. I am an artist. No, I think there is a song on the record. Speaking of my love of boy bands, this ties in nicely.
Yes.
I am a great interviewee. I'll tell you what. I just to tie this up in a nice little bow before I head out. I love the song on the record called "The One." Because I grew up listening to NSYNC and Britney Spears. It was a huge inspiration for me, and I still spend a lot of time listening to them now. Like one of my top played songs was a deep cut from Britney's self-titled record, which was also her third record. I would just like the parallels. I don't know.
I feel like I can
I'm
see
not
it
saying that I'm the
happening.
next Britney Spears, but I just want to. But it's called "The One," and it is like very much inspired by Britney and NSYNC. And I was like, I grew up wanting to be in a boy band, and clearly that's never going to happen. Although
Hold
it's
on now. It's
2019,
2019.
so who knows?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I know. I would love it. I would fuck it up. Wow, I'd be so good.
Can you get that one? Is
yeah,
that like
just
a low
this is my.
dab? Is that what that was?
Did you know? Yeah,
Ooh.
I got moves, you guys.
Ooh. I kind of wish we could like not do the acoustic anymore.
Right?
Now I want like the actual stuff.
Oh, I'll give it to you. No, just me by myself, like with no music, just dancing. So I wanted to make a song. I was like, if I grew up wanting to be in a boy band, like I know that's never gonna happen now. So I'm going to make a song that makes me feel like I'm in a boy band every night on stage. Right. So I think I did a really good job. So you should go listen.
The One. That's
the
it.
one.
The One.
It's track 12 because I was like, I think my fans have found it and really seem to like it. And I was like, they're going to find it anyway. I'm not going to front half this bitch. I'm going to send her to the back and just let people find. I'm going to not say a word. Just leave it right there and let you guys find it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.